Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about Sculpey. That's what I sent home with you. I know some of you guys have used this before and some of you maybe haven't. If you haven't used Sculpey before, it's kind of like clay, but in some ways different. So we'll talk about that. It's not activated by water. So that's kind of nice because you don't have to add water to it. It's not going to dry out on you. And instead of the kiln, you can bake it in an oven, which is kind of nice because you can do it from home. So when you get it, it's going to feel kind of dry and crumbly. Like I said, it's not activated by water. It's actually activated by heat. Now, we don't want to get it too hot or else it's going to harden. We don't want that. But our hands are actually perfect for loosening it up. So what I want you to do is just take your Sculpey and rub it around in your hands, and you should start to feel it become more pliable, kind of like sticky tack or silly putty. And then it becomes really easy to work with. So before you start your magnet, you probably just want to roll your Sculpey into a ball and just kind of warm it up just a little bit so that it's easy to work with. So honestly, like 15 seconds of that, and like this is ready to work with. Super easy. So now that I have my Sculpey, let's talk about your tools. So we talked about this last time with ceramics. I know we didn't get tons of time with ceramics last year, so let's refresh. With your tools, you've got a needle tool, which you can cut with, but what I really like to use the needle tool for is cutting and making lines. So creating texture, perhaps. I don't know how you guys can see that. With the white, it's kind of hard to see, but creating texture or, writing words or text is great. So great for carving into. You've got your knife tool, which is great for cutting out pieces. I never really used this one, but if you guys find a good use for it, let me know. And then you've got your two blending tools, which will be really helpful for blending the Sculpey. And of course, your stylus. So you're choosing a theme and you're going to make magnets for that theme. So I chose to do outer space because my son is really interested in it. So here, two of my pieces started. Again, I wish oh, there we go. You can kind of see it a little bit better if I hold my hands out. So one of the things you want to think about with magnets is you do want the backside to be fairly flat, because otherwise, if this Saturn, for example, was a full sphere, it would be really hard to adhere the magnet on the back, and it probably wouldn't stay on the fridge or wherever I'm putting it very well. So it makes sense to have the back of them fairly flat. They can still be three-dimensional. In fact, you want them to come out, but you also want the back to be fairly flat. So I've got my Saturn. I know it's kind of hard to see, but you can see the ring. And then I used my needle tool to create some texture there, because even though I'm going to paint it, that added texture will add more dimension, which will be neat. And then my second is a NASA. And if I hold my hand there, I think you can see the texture maybe a little bit better. But anyway, a rocket. So I've got my rocket, and then I made this is three-dimensional, and I engraved into the window. And then I wrote NASA, and I've got my flames. And again, I'm going to paint it, but adding some of those carving details in 3D pieces is going to make that more interesting. I wish the white showed up better, but you can kind of see it like that. Anyway, and then I need a third piece that I'm going to do. So anyway, once you have your 3 and you're happy with them, I am going to have you guys bake these at home. And that is because I don't want them to break before they come to school, and we can do it here. So there's directions in your doc on how to bake them. Super easy, 270 degrees. 20 minutes should be fine. And I would just put it in like a glass pan, or a metal cookie sheet is fine. And then I put wax paper down. You don't have to. It'll be fine without, but if you do have it, something you might think about. So that should be fine. So anyway, 3 Sculpey pieces. Do add texture. Do think about the shape. Do use your tools. Bake them. And then when we come back, after our 2 weeks out, when we come back next week, we will paint them. So have fun with it. This is kind of a fun, open-ended, whimsical project. So you get to choose whatever you want. If you want to, I gave you guys plenty of Sculpey. So if you want to make more magnets, you can. Please do save your Sculpey though. We might be using that later in the semester. Hold on to your tools. Make sure that everything stays in the bag and that at the end of the week, you guys bring your bag back when you come back to school. So excited to see your Sculpey, and I will talk to you guys later.